Betty Lynn Buckley is an American stage, film and television actress, and singer. She starred from 1977 to 1981 on the ABC series 8 Is Enough, before going on to win the 1983 Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her role as Grizabella in the original Broadway production of Cats. Her other musical roles include playing Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard from 1994 to 1996, in both London and New York, receiving an Olivier Award nomination. She is a 2012 American Theatre Hall of Fame inductee. Buckley made her Broadway debut in the 1969 musical 1776. Other Broadway musical credits include Pippin and Drood. She played gym teacher Miss Collins in the 1976 Brian de Palma film Carrie and went on to star in the short-lived Broadway musical version of Carrie in 1988, this time playing Carrie's mother, Margaret White. She received a Tony Award nomination for the 1997 musical Triumph of Love, and Grammy Award nominations for the Diaries of Adam and Eve and Stars and the Moon, Live at the Donmar. Her other film roles include Dixie Scott in Tender Mercies, Sondra Walker in Frantic, Kathy and Another Woman and Mrs. Jones in The Happening. She also had a recurring role in the HBO series Oz. In the 2010s, her stage work includes Dear World in London, and The Old Friends and Grey Gardens in New York. Early life: Betty Lynn Buckley was born in Big Spring, Texas and raised in Fort Worth, the daughter of Betty Bobb, a dancer and journalist, and Ernest Lynn Buckley, a retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force and former dean of engineering at South Dakota State University. She is the oldest of their 4 children. She has 3 brothers. Norman Buckley is a film editor and TV director, and Patrick and Michael Buckley are engineers. While a student at Texas Christian University, she was a member of Zeta Tau Alpha and crowned Miss Fort Worth in 1966 and was runner-up in the Miss Texas competition. Buckley was then invited to perform at the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, and it was there that she was spotted by a talent scout. After returning to TCU to earn her college degree, she toured Asia to visit soldiers wounded in the Vietnam War. After this, she worked for a time as a reporter for the Fort Worth Press, but went to New York City in 1969, where she landed the role of Martha Jefferson in 1776, her first day in town. Career Stage and screen career Buckley made her Broadway debut in 1969 in the original production of the musical 1776. She has been called the voice of Broadway by New York Magazine. She is perhaps best known for the 1977 81 TV dramedy 8 Is Enough. She joined the show in its second season when the original star, Diana Hilland, died after the first 4 episodes of season 1. Hilland's character died, and Buckley was cast as the widower's new romantic interest, Sandra Sue Abbott, who became stepmother of the 8 children to which the series title refers. Buckley appeared in the original movie version of Carrie in 1976, playing Miss Collins, Carrie's gym teacher. She would go on to appear as Margaret White in the 1987 musical adaptation of the film on Broadway. In 1977, she recorded an uncredited solo on the song Walking in Space, in the movie Hair. In 1982, Buckley starred as Grizabella in the original Broadway production of the musical Cats, which features the song Memory. She would stay with the production for 18 months. For this role, she won a Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical. Screen roles during the 1980s include Bruce Beresford's film Tender Mercies, where she played a country singer and sang the Academy Award-nominated song Over You. She also appeared in the Woody Allen film Another Woman, Roman Polanski's Frantic, Lawrence Kasdan's Wyatt Earp and M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. On television, she received 2 Daytime Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Performer in a Children's Program Special, for NBC Special Treat, Bobby and Sarah and ABC After School Special, Taking a Stand. Buckley starred in both London and New York as Norma Desmond in the musical Sunset Boulevard. For her role in the London production, she received an Olivier Award nomination for Best Actress in a Musical. In 1997, she starred as Hesione in the Broadway musical Triumph of Love and received a Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Musical. In 2001 a Euro 03, She played a role in seasons 4 and 6 of the HBO series Oz. She also has guest starred in a number of television series, including Without a Trace, Law & Order, Special Victims Unit, and Monk. She guest starred in a Christmas special of the TV series Remember WENN, in which she sang You Make It Christmas. Buckley sang Memory from Cats at the Kennedy Center Honors in December 2006 as part of the tribute to Andrew Lloyd Webber. In 2007, Buckley appeared with Quintessence at Lincoln Center in its Great American Songbook series. In 2008, Buckley played Mrs. Jones in M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening opposite Mark Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel. She appeared as Marion Leckie, mother of Robert Leckie in the HBO series The Pacific, produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, which aired in 2010. Buckley appeared in the 18th episode of Melrose Place in 2010 as a food critic cast by her brother Norman Buckley, who directed the episode. She also guest-starred in an episode of the new Fox series The Chicago Code. She was a recurring guest star on Pretty Little Liars as Regina Marin, also directed by her brother Norman. Buckley participated in a reading of the musical Ruthless. In September 2010, playing the role of Sylvia St. Croix's Ruth Del Marco. She then played Mrs. White in the off-Broadway comedy White's Lies from May 2010. In 2011, Buckley starred in the Dallas Theatre Center production of Arsenic and Old Lace by Joseph Kesselring with Tovah Feldshuh. On January 28, 2013, Buckley was inducted into the American Theatre Hall of Fame. From January-March 2013, she starred in the London premiere of Jerry Herman's Dear World, receiving rave reviews. The musical was directed and choreographed by Gillian Lynn, who Buckley had previously worked with on Cats. In September 2013, she starred in the world premiere of Horton Foote's The Old Friends at the Signature Theatre off-Broadway. She repeated her performance in 2014 at Houston's famed Alley Theatre. In May 2015, it was announced that Buckley would appear as Big Edie in the musical, Grey Gardens at Bay Street Theatre in Sag Harbor, New York. Music career Buckley has recorded 16 solo albums, and performs in concert across the U.S. each year. She is also a composer. Her first recording contains mostly songs she wrote. She is also featured on many Broadway compilation recordings, and on the original cast recording of 1776, the original Broadway recording of Cats, the London recording of Promises, Triumph of Love and The Mystery of Edwin Drood. In 2002, Buckley was nominated for a Grammy Award in the Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album category, for her album Stars and the Moon, Live at the Donmar, which was recorded at the Donmar Warehouse Theatre in London. This was her second Grammy nomination. She had previously been nominated in 2000, in the Best Spoken Word Album category for the Diaries of Adam and Eve. Her albums Quintessence and 1967 were released by Playbill Records in February 2008. Quintessence features jazz arrangements of standards by her longtime collaborator, jazz pianist Kenny Werner. While 1967 is a recording produced by T-Bone Burnett, and made when Buckley was just 19. Her album Bootleg, Board Mixes from the Road was released in 2010, and her recording of her hit show at Feinstein's at the Regency with pianist Christian Jacob, entitled Our Men, The Boys of Broadway debuted on August 28, 2012. Her most recent album Ghostlight was produced by the legendary T-Bone Burnett and was released on September 16, 2014. Personal life: Buckley was married to Peter Flood in 1972, divorced in 1979, and has no children. She lives on a ranch in Texas and participates in NCHA cutting horse competitions while continuing to appear in films, television and theater and to sing concerts in a wide variety of venues. Buckley has also taught song interpretation and scene study for over 40 years. She conducts master classes in Fort Worth, New York City, Los Angeles and other cities around the country. Buckley's official website contains her concert and theater schedule, a detailed biography and timeline, and summaries of her singing and acting accomplishments. Filmography. Discography. Awards and nominations. Honorary awards. 2004 Legend of Cabaret Award, 2007 Texas Film Hall of Fame inductee, 2012 American Theatre Hall of Fame inductee. References. External links: Betty Buckley's official website for Carrie the Musical, Betty Buckley at All Movie, Betty Buckley at the Internet Broadway Database, Betty Buckley at the Internet Off-Broadway Database, Betty Buckley at the Internet Movie Database, TonyAwards.com interview with Betty Buckley, AMC interview with Betty Buckley about The Happening, Sony BMG Masterworks Betty Buckley podcast.